got our third helmets practice in, and thought guys came out. We got out of it what we wanted, and back at it Thursday.
How do you feel about the running back situation moving forward now for the rest of spring? Is it just going to be Rashid and Cole we have there today?
Yeah, and Isaac was able to get some work. We'll try to get as much out of him as you can, and then be good for Sheed, and so we'll get through it. Obviously, don't want to lose James and don't want to have Isaac limited, but long term I think we'll be all right, certainly, and it gives James a good opportunity to focus on some stuff that he needs to, just learning wise, and so we should be all right. We got to be smart, how we're practicing with it, but we should be able to get everything done.
With both those guys, is it the case of just being more precautious than anything since it's the spring and not?
Yeah. You certainly would like to have them working, but right now it wouldn't be right for them.
Do you find yourself thinking of putting red jerseys on anybody else? Do you beyond the quarterbacks when you see something like this happen?
Yeah, you think about that all the time, but I also think like today, I thought guys were doing a pretty good job of practicing, learning how to stay off of bodies, and I think that's as much of it as anything. So you think about that, been a part of those, and it doesn't mean anything. I think the bottom line is you got to learn how to practice, and then there's some things that happen, and no one likes to see it, but it's, those are hard to control. And sometimes I think. You go back and forth. Sometimes I think when the guy knows that there's brakes on, some injuries happen when there's a mixed speed or a mixed messaging. So you just gotta keep educating, and you always say a prayer that every guy leaves the field, or they came on. You just gotta keep working through all that.
Are you able to have more practices like this without pads, or I forget it's 3 that you're allowed to have,
yeah.
So you can have more if you want to,
more,
right?
And I thought we did a good job of being physical up to this point, and I think certainly if you talk about spring goals, you want each guy to improve as a player, and you also want to build your foundation. No question. Part of it is trying to scrimmage or playing game-like situations. But then there's another component I think that's more valuable, and that's the individual techniques and instruction, and we've got to do a good job of teaching things that they can take with them and do in the summertime. When we're not there, so we got to make sure they're ingrained in what they're doing. So I think that's part of what we're trying to get done these last 5 days, is making sure that they can take it on with them in the summer.
Excluding Tyler, how do you feel about the receiving coach?
I think it's guys are flashing, but nothing consistent. Manessa, I think, has been doing some good things, and then missed a day. Was able to come back. And then we got a lot of young guys. And Ronald's been around, knows it. I thought that the last couple of days he's been better. He should keep going with that group.
What about Dantes?
I think, he's
in the mix.
He's doing some stuff, and all of them, it's iron out some wrinkles and trying to be more consistent.
What are some of the qualities for Reggie Mitchell that made him appealing to you when he came up with the possibility for a transfer?
Well, I think he's a smart football player. Obviously, we think he's talented, and I thought he would be a good fit for this team. And certainly haven't been disappointed with that, and like a lot of guys, he's learning stuff. He was behind, wasn't in camp and all that, to learn it. He was around and saw the meetings, but it's different when it's your first time going. We were a little bit cautious. With him, even in bowl practices, he was coming off, had a minor setback injury-wise, and so we wanted to make sure that he had the whole winter. So this is really his first time with extended reps, and taking what he's learned in the meeting room and bringing it on the field. So been pleased with his progress, and still hope to get more out of him in his next 4 practices.
Is there an inevitable change to the roster now that maybe 2/3 of the guys have been here in the last 3 years? Three of your recruiting classes are yours.
Yeah.
The guys are yours. 2/3 of the team is yours.
And then what was the question again?
I'm sorry.
No, I mean the roster change.
Yeah, it's 2/3 of the roster are your guys you brought in. Is there an inevitable change in that?
I don't know. I mean, it's I'd like to think that the guys that we didn't recruit are our guys. You know, you look at them, you get to coach them and teach them. You know, I mean, I know we're young. You know, we've got. I think we had 70 guys in spring practice. You know, total. You know, and that's including the guys who were injured. And I think it was 48 or 49 of them was their first or second spring. But you know, I always saw right when I came here that these were your guys. You know, and I'm not trying to dodge the question, but when you get a chance to be around them. It's hard to not know who it is. I mean, they're all your guys, and I think we're growing as a team. You know, and you know, maybe there's change there. Maybe it's each year feels different, so it's hard to compare. But I like the guys that are here right now.
Do you expect to get Reggie Green back this spring?
I don't think so.
Zenga
will be out for the rest of spring. James will be out. So Reggie, James, Adam, Biz we've just been careful with. Q, don't know. I think who else? Feel bad for the Gabe is getting a little bit of mix. Poker getting a little bit, but they won't do much more than individual. I think that's it.
These guys are all will recover.
Yeah, there's not one guy that there's anything that's projected that they wouldn't be. Really, I think right now everyone. Trent Nevin, he won't be for summer. I think everyone else will be ready for summer workouts.
Coach, thank you.